In the next 10 seconds, you could lose your voice, your movement, and your control over breathing. Not because you fell asleep, but because your brain's wake-up switch just got slammed off. Your eyes close. Your body is still alive. But you are about to enter the most terrifying place a human can exist, a coma. And here's the part most people get wrong. A coma is not peaceful sleep. It's a biological siege. Your body starts fighting to survive, while you can't move, can't speak, and can't even prove you're still in there. So what actually happens to your body? Second by second, hour by hour, day by day, when you're in a coma, you're about to find out. 0 to 10 seconds, the lights out moment. One moment, you're normal. The next, something catastrophic happens. Maybe it's a car crash, a fall, a stroke, a drug overdose, a sudden lack of oxygen. Different causes, same terrifying endpoint. The brain can no longer maintain consciousness. Medically, coma is a state of unresponsiveness where you can't be awakened and your eyes stay closed. MSD manuals. But what causes that? Your brain has two main ways to stay awake. 1. The cerebral hemispheres, the thinking, awareness parts. 2. A deep brain network often described as the ascending arousal system, reticular activating system, which helps keep you alert. If either both hemispheres are severely disrupted, or the brainstem arousal system is hit or compressed, your conscious you can drop offline. 10 to 60 seconds, your body goes into emergency mode. Even if you are gone from the surface, your body isn't giving up. Your autonomic nervous system takes over. Breathing pattern may become abnormal. Heart rate and blood pressure may spike or crash. Stress hormones surge. If the cause is brain swelling or bleeding, pressure inside the skull can rise. That pressure can threaten vital brainstem structures, including arousal systems. NCBI, and now the clock splits into two brutal possibilities. Path A. You can still protect your airway. Path B, you can't. If you can't protect your airway, the next danger isn't coma. It's what coma allows to happen. 1 to 5 minutes. The airway problem nobody thinks about. When you're unconscious, your tongue can fall back. Your reflexes weaken. Your swallow and cough can fail. That means fluids, saliva, or vomit can slide into your lungs. This is why many comatose patients get oxygen support, airway positioning, suctioning, or intubation in emergency care. Not because doctors are being dramatic, but because your lungs can become the next battlefield. And if you're put on a ventilator, you've just entered another risk zone. Pneumonia that develops after ventilation can appear after the first couple of days in the ICU. Medscape +1. So while people imagine coma as stillness, your body is now in a war against always brain damage, oxygen instability, infection risk, pressure damage, blood clots, organ stress, and it escalates. 5 to 30 minutes, the brain's oxygen math turns lethal. Your brain is greedy. It uses a large share of your body's oxygen and glucose relative to its size. So if the original event involved oxygen loss, your neurons are now at risk of a chain reaction, energy failure, ion pump collapse, swelling, excitotoxic damage, overstimulation that injures cells. Even if we don't describe every molecular step, here's the key point. Brain tissue does not tolerate oxygen failure for long. This is why the first goal in coma care is usually not waking you up. It's keeping your brain alive long enough to recover. You might be awake, but trapped. Now here's the horror twist that keeps families awake at night. Some people have brain injury patterns where they appear unresponsive, but may retain some internal awareness. Not everyone in a coma experiences this, and not all unresponsiveness is coma. There are other states like vegetative state or minimally conscious state. But the core fear is real. Your output can be destroyed while pieces of your inner experience remain. That's why clinicians use standardized scoring systems like the Glasgow Coma Scale, which measures eye-opening, verbal response, and motor response to quantify impaired consciousness. NCBI +1. This isn't Hollywood guessing, it's controlled, repeatable assessment. 1 to 6 hours, immobility starts damaging you. Coma turns your body into something it was never designed to be, motionless for long periods. And immobility has consequences. Your circulation slows in the legs. Your muscles stop contracting normally. Your skin stays pressed against the bed. So the body starts accumulating risks. Pressure injuries, skin and tissue damage from sustained pressure, blood clots and deep veins from stagnant flow, muscle breakdown beginning earlier than people assume. If you're thinking, that sounds slow, you're missing the point. The danger isn't dramatic, it's relentless. 6 to 24 hours, your body becomes ICU dependent. After the first day, coma care often becomes an ecosystem. Airway management, oxygen and carbon dioxide control, temperature regulation, blood pressure support, nutrition and hydration planning, prevention of secondary injury. If you're ventilated, you may be sedated, which can blur the line between coma from brain injury and medication-induced unconsciousness. Either way, your body now needs help doing what it normally does automatically, and your brain is still vulnerable to secondary insults. Fever, low oxygen, low blood pressure, high intracranial pressure. Even small physiological swings can matter when the brain is injured. 2 to 7 days, the hidden breakdown phase. This is where the coma is just sleeping myth collapses completely, because even if the original injury stabilizes, your body now faces a cascade. 1. Infection risk climbs. If you're on a ventilator, you're at risk for ventilator-associated pneumonia, classically defined as pneumonia occurring 48 hours or more after intubation. Medscape 2. Muscles waste fast. Without movement, muscles shrink and weaken. Even after waking, many patients face profound weakness that takes time to reverse. 3. The gut slows. The digestive system often becomes sluggish under stress, sedation, and immobility. 4. The brain rewires under deprivation. Sleep-wake cycles can become abnormal. Delirium can occur during recovery, especially in ICU settings. And now comes another twist. Coma usually doesn't last forever. Pop culture suggests comas last months or years. Reality is different. In severe brain injury care, coma rarely lasts more than about 4 weeks. People may transition to other disorders of consciousness or partial consciousness, depending on injury and recovery. msktc.org. That doesn't mean 4 weeks and you wake up. It means the state often evolves. Some improve, some transition to vegetative state, some become minimally conscious. Some do not recover meaningful responsiveness. The timeline is real, the uncertainty is brutal. 1 to 4 weeks. The body survives, and the mind becomes the question. If you remain deeply unresponsive for weeks, the situation becomes less about immediate stabilization and more about neurological recovery, probability, rehabilitation potential, prevention of complications, long-term support decisions. This is where families face the most agonizing paradox. Your heart may beat strong, your skin may be warm, your chest may rise and fall, but the part that makes you you may be injured in ways no one can see directly. And even when you wake, there's another consequence people don't expect. The post-coma aftershock. Waking is not the end. If you regain consciousness, you may not wake up like in movies. Recovery can look like confusion, agitation, memory gaps, weakness, speech difficulties, sensory distortions, emotional volatility. Because consciousness is not a light switch, it's a network, and networks recover unevenly. Rapid-fire reality check. What a coma is and is not. A coma is unarousable unresponsiveness, typically from severe disruption of brain hemispheres or arousal systems. Clinicians quantify impaired consciousness using tools like the Glasgow Coma Scale. If ventilation is required, complications like pneumonia become a serious risk after the first 48+ hours. Coma often transitions over weeks. In severe TBI contexts, prolonged coma is less common than the public imagines. Final escalation. The terrifying truth. The terrifying truth about coma isn't just that you're unconscious. It's that your body is running on a thin biological margin while your airway can betray you. Your lungs can become infected. Your muscles can melt away. Your brain can be fighting a silent pressure and oxygen war. And time becomes the most dangerous enemy in the room. And if you ever hear someone say, "At least they're resting," no, a coma is not rest. It's survival on hard mode. If you want more Dark Truth videos that break down what happens inside your body when time is running out, tap and subscribe to the channel for more such interesting videos.